I gave you bullet points.
I saw them. I'm looking at them. I heard Fidelio. Does that mean we're starting?
Yeah.
I was. Oh,
All right. Cat. I'm sorry. Hang on.
I
Nope.
got so mad that I missed Bob saying it at first, and then you said it. Thank you.
Hooray!
hooray!
Last week, I almost went into the Russian accent again.
We are really goofed this week. Sorry.
Last week on Steel Tranquility, we had a conversation with Stitcher regarding the compass that he pretty much confirmed was indeed stolen. We also got information from him about a potential threat on the lighthouse, which, if it fell, the city would have had a very, very bad time. So we raced like crazy people down to the boats after alerting the guards, and all of us climbed into our boat and rowed across the harbor. Lesteran was less than pleased with this. In order to prevent the destruction of the lighthouse, we caused a big mess and provoked an attack. We staged a brilliant ambush that was immediately fucked up. So we winged it, went in, slayed all the baddies, and managed to secure the bomb. In a daring feat of strangeness, Jyotis managed to disarm the actual explosive power of the bomb, and I, personally, was able to change the timer somehow with magical powers. Then our new friend Latham loaded this onto a small boat with an escaping bad guy. I do not know. And it exploded on him, and despite it being nothing but poison, it was still a big, messy disaster for the baddie. And I think that's pretty much it, yes? That covers everything.
Yeah.
Let us begin.
Sounds legit.
Way to go.
Okay.
The storm howls overhead. Rain falls in about 100-foot radius around the lighthouse. Pouring now. The waves of the Steel Tranquility now glowing with an almost chromatic silver beneath the blue fluctuate. The tides making larger and larger waves. Things are balanced still. The night is a chorus of thunder. Strike after strike, sound after sound. The falls and even parts of the town are struck by bolts of purple and white energy. Oh! We were going to do flaws. Thank you, ship. I forgot.
It's all good. Storm.
That's my flaw.
I was enjoying
Forgetfulness.
the pros.
Well, amongst other things, after the start of the storm, Lesteran received a bolt of lightning, having called to it to figure out how long it would last. And all of you, with exception to Latham because he was a bit overwhelmed by it, witnessed a giant creature that could be best described as a manatee? Or not a manatee,
Manta ray?
Manta ray, thank you. My mind was stuck on the words majestic sea flap, and like that was the only label it wanted to go to.
I wrote that down.
I was like, no, not
Majestic
that
sea
Bob.
flap.
Like it was like it starts with an M.
Genetic
No, it's done. That creature flowed out of the clouds, flew over the city by about 400 feet, and then flew back into the cloud cover. Now, in this moment of not quiet, but still an odd sense of tranquility, let's discuss some characters. Yeah, salvaged it.
As we're all huddled in this crazy windstorm. Hey,
Right.
what are your flaws, everyone?
So,
Alice grits. Wow.
Right.
The deepest, darkest nights approaches.
right. So, time for one quick thing, which this week is what is a fear or flaw that your character has? So, I'm going to go down the list and call people out. We're going to start with Garret.
Make me do the synopsis.
Hello? Did I lose everyone? Oh, I see people lighting up. Oh, goody. There we are. Hold on 1 minute while I get this fixed up, everyone.
Then,
It's like
Oh,
a
there we
whole.
We're back.
hooray! You hear
Hooray.
us now?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah,
It
we
was the
heard you
great
just
internet
fine.
outage of 2020.
All right. Yeah.
Of 12
just another-
minutes.
Mhm.
And then we died. The end.
Oh no!
Don't
Lightning
you challenge me
strikes
to a
the
good
way.
time.
Lightning strikes the
Alright.
lighthouse. It collapses in on itself, and they're all crushed to death.
Oh no, re-rolls.
They're all eaten by vampires.
Isn't that what happened
Oh,
with you,
God.
Mikey? Did you have to go AFK and you came back and you were like, "What happened to Buzz?"
Yeah.
It blew up. We were all dead. Anyway,
Yeah, no, Mikey lost connection for like half a second.
yeah. What happened? We're all dead.
Yeah,
Couldn't
we
help
killed
it.
everything.
Couldn't help
Anyway.
it.
No.
Anyway.
God damn it, Cat. I swear to the gods.
I love her.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Alright.
Go ahead and repeat.
so
All right, so
one quick thing for this week is going to be character fears or flaws. Garret, you are up first.
Garret has very high expectations of himself and is incredibly disappointed when he does not meet them.
Next up, Lesterin.
I'd rather eat my armor than admit that I am wrong.
Lolly.
Aside from the everything, I am afraid that Molly has forgotten me.
Latharn.
Apart from the obvious self-aggrandizement and just generally overly full of himself, Latharn also has a weird and striking terror of zombies and the undead. One, because they're just strange, and two, they fall into a legal gray area that he just can't rationalize.
Who has rights to the body? It's complicated.
Lawyer. I mean,
With that, Jyotis.
so Jyotis doesn't have a lot of fears. He just sees things as challenges to overcome. But he has two different flaws. One you guys will find out later. But the biggest flaw is he's kind of an absent-minded professor. He's really obsessed with sketching his ideas and his boats and innovations and inventions. And he loves to eat. So the fact that he can get obsessed with it and not eat and forget to eat should say something about that.
All right. Well, that was one semi-quick thing with one cutout. So, the storm continues to rage overhead, but despite being amongst the bodies of the fallen and the Yuan-Ti and the goblins, there is peace. It is an odd peace. If you want to deal with a lich, you keep making comments like that, and I will bring a lich.
I'm sorry.
It's that legal gray area again. That's what that's about.
Who gets Grandpa's phylactery?
Uh-huh.
Well, Grandpa gets Grandpa phylactery.
Didn't write it in his will.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Just don't go to bed angry, right? Anyway.
Is there anything you would like to do, or would you like to rest?
I think a rest would be lovely at this point.
Rest would be great, though Jyotis is still worried about warning the occupant of the lighthouse, so do we want to do that now or in the morning?
morning.
Alright,
Sleepy.
morning it is.
Unless they have cookies in there.
The upper floor of the dockhouse is where most of the sleeping quarters were, and many of the hammocks and bunks are still empty and accessible. The rainwater smell almost washes out the smell of the blood. The night comes to a pass. All of you eventually begin to drift off to sleep. Latharn, in your dreams, you awaken over a desk, seated in front of what appears to be some robed and wigged magister. Perhaps the government of Alea-Masunge. They use magistration, and robes are common in addition to sometimes powdered wigs. And before you, at your desk, is what appears to be a helpless defendant, pleading, with their eyes just staring at you.
Do I recognize this defendant? Or can you describe pleading? So I assume bound
It's
in some way.
bound, gagged, tied to the chair, in what is normal prison attire. Nothing stands out about this individual, and in fact, there's the briefest clue that this is a dreamlike state, because the more you try to focus on their face, the more it just changes a little bit. Almost like it's not really the person. Difficult to focus.
Hands up behind the desk. So Latharn starts to sense that this is a dream, right?
Yes.
Slowly, okay.
Yeah, like being the charismatic and intelligent person you are, when you realize that you can't focus on his face, it starts to come to you that, like, oh, this is dreamscape.
I turn to the magistrates and ask them, and normal course of poor affairs, what is the prosecution's opinion on this matter? Because I need to know what the hell's going on. So I'm using something like that. I just in as near a term as appropriate to the setting.
That makes sense. All right,
WTF.
go ahead and roll a persuasion check on that.
18 with stat sheets put away. Or rather, the app's closed. 18 plus stuff.
Okay. Let me look at your character sheet, because I have it.
Persuasion or perception?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay, yeah, so let's see, 18 plus 8? Yeah, that'd be 26.
Math.
Wow.
The Magister appears to lean over the bench ever so slightly. And in that moment where they get close, this you have detail behind. You can see that though it appears human, the eyes are fiery, golden, no irises. And when they open, they stare directly at you. Why,
Dead.
the prosecution has tried to prove that you are corrupt, and that your defendant should be judged innocent, but you are guilty. We find you guilty in so many things. But, of course, you can defend yourself, argue your point. Why should we let you live?
If I'm really on trial, then why is the defendant here? I move to adjourn and to dismiss this entirely. I would seem that we have a case that must be resolved, but I, in due course, as you know, must be allowed for discovery in order to investigate your accusations accurately. Trying to persuade to leave the courtroom.
All right.
And at least to free the woman. That's what we're really focused on, is getting her out of this.
The Magister leans back slowly and just... You present yourself well with your words. Words are so important, Latham. They make the difference between the guilty and the innocent, no matter the action. But there is still an accountant in the end. Don't forget that. Good luck with your discovery, and may your words help you in new and exciting ways, lest you be judged by your peers. And in that moment of stating, judged by your peers, the Magister points their hand over towards an area that you now have constructed this to be a dream, because a Magister would normally never need a jury. That would not be something that would be required of a Magister. A Magister traditionally plays both prosecutor and judge. There's no need for a jury. But at this point you do see what appears to be, instead of just tieflings, devils standing in a juror's booth, staring at you, all with eyes aflame. Toothy grins of yellow and gnarled, sharpened fangs.
Well, it sounds fairly common.
Yeah. Good luck with your discovery. And with that, the dream fades. You finally have some restful sleep. Lolly.
Uh-huh.
As you sleep, when you dream of being back home, floating amongst the starless sea of silver. And while you float, Molly comes in and gives you a big hug. You feel just that little bit of child warmth waking you up. It's just a good morning, Lollipop.
Good morning, Molly. How's Molly Dolly?
I'm good. Did you get my book? Did you get my book? Did you get my book?
I did. Did you make the drawings move? That is so cool.
I did. I like your drawings. They're really cool. Draw more.
Okay. I will. Oh, I need to get more crayons.
Lolly.
Uh-huh.
She looks around. Lolly,
Uh-huh.
do you remember what we talked about last time?
Being on our best behavior, protecting each other from good and evil, magic armor. Oh, I used that, by the way. That was super useful. Thank you.
Good. I think I forgot something. Something important last time. It's difficult to piece this together.
Oh, about the bad guy who's hurting kids.
Yes!
Where is he? How can we stop
Pull
him?
out your book! Pull out your book!
Okay. And I pull out the packed tome.
Alright. As you pull out the packed tome, roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh. Arcana plus 5. 14.
The book opens and begins to flip through silver pages of light. Symbols start to appear, burning and etching in the traditional Gith language. Some of them read in the Githzerai, counterclockwise. Others read in the Githyanki, clockwise. The dual meanings are always there on each page. But as you flip through it, you come to one page that appears to be similar to the map that Garret had shown you earlier. Only this is just lights of souls on islands instead. So whereas the islands themselves are dark, the cities hold light. The kids are here. And she points towards Summerbella, just outside of a major white spot.
Oh no, I tried to get there, but we had to get some dwarves back to shore, and then there was a storm, and then the lighthouse was on all getting
It's okay.
attacked.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm seeing this outside of time. So when I'm directing you, it's really hard because I don't know what time I'm directing you at. It's kind of
Nighttime.
weird.
It's nighttime.
She looks around and just, I suppose it is nighttime where you are. Difficult to think about, though. Okay, so, when you get a chance, go there.
Okay.
Save some kids, right?
Absolutely.
And it's important to remember, this is the one thing I know. Love is the key.
You know many things?
Yeah, I know many things about many things, but I know only this.
Okay.
Love is the key. There.
Okay. Well, I love
You can remember that, right?
Yeah.
I love you too.
It's easy because I love you.
Good. I'll see you soon.
Aw. Wait, where are you going?
I think to train with someone. I think.
Okay.
And with that, you hear a voice in the distance. Come, Molly. It is time. He waits. And the dream starts to fade. The silver starts going to
Wait,
black,
I hug her.
closing in around you. As you go to hug her, you hug right through her. And the dream fades. The chorus of thunder slows at about 3 bells. Finally, at 4.5, it stops with just a sad rain. But by 5 bells, even the rain breaks, and the oceans finally rest back into a normal, synchronized tidal pattern, instead of choppy, rushing winds. There's just clouds that break apart. And just after 6 a.m., the sun begins to rise in the east, casting this beautiful pink and yellow light over the broken storm. The day is yours.
Ooh, when I wake up, Can I flip through my book and do I see the map of souls?
When you wake up, you flip through the book. You do not see the map of souls.
Okay, but I'll remember it. It's Summer Bella. Ooh, guys,
Morning, Lolly.
we need to get to Summer Bella.
Mm.
Molly keeps saying that there's people in trouble there.
Oh?
But she's also like, the time is fine, but I need to get to Summer Bella.
You talked to Molly?
Uh-huh. In my dreams.
Right.
Most intriguing. Well, we do need to go to Summer Bella to place the weather device.
Lolly, do we have time for breakfast?
Yes. And potty. It was raining all night and I really have to go potty.
Can you wait until we get back to the shore? I do not know if there is a Jake's here.
Oh,
There must be.
yeah.
Let's look around. Yeah?
There's gotta be. It's a big, it's a big talk house.
Time passes.
Yes,
The end.
it is easy to find one, and no, we are not role-playing that. Role-play heavy group does not mean that, fuck you all.
I once got food poisoning and they made me DM or they made me roleplay the illness.
Oh
Oh, no.
That's awful.
No,
It was mostly because it was hilarious, and it was for my own stupid fault, you know. So, that's why I had to basically roleplay somebody with explosive diarrhea and no bathroom.
Oh, no thank you.
Yeah.
Just like,
I don't
Excuse me?
play it. I've lived through it.
yeah, exactly.
Right. We've all lived through it, and therefore we don't want to
Everyone.
roleplay it.
Look at the most beautiful Hollywood actress you've ever seen. She's done
No.
that too.
Stop that.
All right. Last week was ice cream. This week is bathroom activity. Moving on.
It's a different kind of chocolate.
Yeah.
Different kind of ooze, but okay.
So, who wants to come with me to the lighthouse and bring the bad news?
I will go.
Bad news. But we stopped them from exploding. That's good news.
Well, true.
You want
But-
to killed many people, Lolly.
It's a mixed bag, Lolly.
Oh, that's true.
The good with the bad. It's yeah.
Yeah.
It's the facts of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's it. Well, Latham and I know where the pathway was. I don't know if that's the actual pathway into the lighthouse, though. The pathway that the bomb was.
You would actually know it because you had to walk up it partly.
Oh, okay.
It is an actual path into the lighthouse. It is just a well-hidden access to the lighthouse.
Cool. So, I say we go inform them of the bad news, and then I don't know, do we prepare some breakfast, or do you want to go home and eat at the Dingy Bird?
I vote the Dingy Bird.
I'm cool with
Really
that.
want some shepherd's pie.
That sounds delicious. Anything sounds delicious right now. Let's go tell the bad news and the good news.
Let us try not to look like we're too eager to go get breakfast when we're telling them that their friends are dead.
Good idea.
I was lightning struck. I am fully allowed to bitch about breakfast.
I'm
Maybe
most
not in
impressed.
front of the people that we have to tell their friends are dead.
What if you
Will
drank a bunch
restrain
of soup
myself.
before that, and then you got exploded by lightning? Would that make your tummy boil soup?
Interesting thought.
I got nothing.
I'm going to say what my grandfather used to say to me when he did not understand what I said. How about that?
It's good advice.
He could not hear very well, so if he did not understand my rambling toddler brain, he would just say, "Oh, how about that?"
That's similar to what my grandfather would say. He would say, "Oh, really?"
Wait, Jyotis, how do you have a grandfather?
Sorry, I don't.
He's his own grandfather.
Don't you?
Couple
Oh,
of brine
God.
shrimps.
This
My
is why we
mentor.
don't mess with time travel.
I don't have a grandfather. Anyway, doors this way. This way.
So, walking up the rock path, you do reach the door, which is a solid stone piece that is made to actually blend with the wall. The only reason you know it's a door is because this is the only clear path that ends right here directly against it. It lacks any signifier of a knocker, but you can see the faint outlines sketched of it.
The outlines of the door, the outlines of a knocker.
Outlines of a door. There is
Okay.
no knocker or any signifier to say, "Hello, we're here to visit."
Yeah. Gonna pull out my hatchet and turn it around and use the blunt end as kind of like a knocker to kind of thunk on the door.
All right. So you start to pound. How many times would you like to do this, or is there like I'm not asking for a strength check because I'm not asking you to break the wall, but like, how long do you want to like?
I want to try the shave and the haircut bit first. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
2 bits.
So let's roll that. That's decent. So after the first time, there's this pause for about 10 seconds. And then you hear what might just be footsteps coming down the stairs. Just reaches the door. Who goes there?
Well, my name's Jyotis, and I've got a group
Hi, I'm
of friends
Wally.
with me.
We're the people who saved your life.
That's
You are-
less.
You are not the diggers, not the keepers.
Unfortunately, the UNT and some underlings tried to raid the tower last night, and they tried to blow the tower up with a living bomb, and we thwarted the effort. But unfortunately, everybody in the dock house was killed.
Door opens slightly with a pull on the left, and this individual, cloaked in gray with a hood up over their head, opens and stares out at you. Their skin is relatively pale, paler than most of the people that live on the island. Blue Eye looks at you, and they appear to have these unwoven dreadlocks that have just been left to go astray, and they're white as snow. What do you want?
Well, we're just coming to tell you of the bad news, and that you're the only one left alive that was maintaining the lighthouse. Unless there's somebody else with you.
The light keeper is keeping the light. You are trespassers.
Oh, sorry.
The door starts to close a little, and it doesn't fully close, but it's halfway shut. And he calls up, "Master, there are trespassers on the island. What should we do?" And you hear much slower steps, followed by a, "Just go back and tend to the light. The storm has broken. It is easy to tend now. I will handle these ones." But Master, go. And you hear the first steps, almost guilty and slow, go back up. The door again opens, and this time, when the door opens, it's amazing that a man this old could open the door. This man is frail, old as time, and Latham, in fact, you get that early tingling sense of someone almost skeletal because he's skin and bone, and pale, and yeah, still alive, but it takes you that second where you see his face and it's just gaunt and tight, and you're like, and then you're like, okay, it still looks mostly alive for a human, I think.
Ollie for a moment. Just
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
Lolly. Have you seen this girl?
And he blinks. These pale eyes that have no pupil or iris. I see nothing. Now the light has taken my eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I hear your voice. You are of the same that we channeled here.
Ooh.
I hear all of you. You came in our need. And as this figure finishes opening the door, he takes a step forward to the exit. You cannot come in, but know that I am glad for your service to the light. Alabaster thanks you.
Are you Alabaster?
That is our guild.
What's the name of the group?
Oh. Well, he said thanks you, so I don't know. Hi, I'm Lollipop. What's your name?
I am Lightkeeper Malshar.
Lightkeeper Malshar?
Malshar.
Oh. Well, it's nice to meet you. Sorry about all this.
It is okay. I think you did good. I sensed an evil, but I was tending the light. The light needs attention during a storm. All of my attention, unfortunately. I could not come and help.
Well, it seemed like you still did a good job. We really needed it to be calm up here.
And you all did a good job too.
Thanks.
I must ask you to depart, but I will walk you to the docks, and I will give you papers of travel. Should you need to ever stop at the dock of a lighthouse for repair, you shall be granted access. In thanks for what you've done.
That is most kind.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, Deep
You have our
Lurker
thanks.
and Stormcaller. I will ask that you not reach, and he looks directly at you, Lestrin, despite being completely blind. I will ask that you not reach for the storm in the presence of a lighthouse anymore. They are not meant to interact. Like opposite ends of a magnet, they are meant to repel.
Noted.
But it was so cool.
Lighthouse Keeper, I would note that the next storm is 7 days hence.
That is good to know. But the light always tells us before it arrives as well. I do thank you for your knowledge. Shall we depart?
Yes. If there's anything we could do for further assistance, just let us know.
Yes, Deep One, there is. And as he starts to walk, he walks the path, and he almost walks through all of you because he's blind. But the way he walks the path, he very much knows the area.
Like he's been walking it for hundreds of years.
Yes. Unfortunately, if the Yuan Ti that you say came here killed all of our men, we will need new men. I would like you to put up a posting with the harbor master. After a storm, sailors lose their boats and sometimes lose hope. Some of them may choose to come and find work and peace in the light.
Certainly.
I'm gonna say in an aside to Garret. Do you think that means we need to go to Kinko's again?
Absolutely.
Gods, I hope
we
not.
have to hurt.
It was Munder and Difflin, thank you very much.
Kinkos.
It's magical Kinko's time.
No, simply give it to the harbor master. I assume he will take care of the rest. And with that, as he reaches the dockhouse, he sniffs with his nose and just... This is sad. Been a long time since a lighthouse has been attacked. And he walks. For as old as he is, he walks up into a doorway and up the stairs and back down like he's been doing this his whole life. But comes back down with an envelope wrapped in seaweed. It's been dried, of course, but it is dried and wrapped around the center and tied off in a knot with a stamp of a lighthouse in blue candle wax. And hands it towards you, Jyotis. Deep one, if you would not mind.
Yes. I will take this and do as you wish.
Thank you. I must apologize for our relative standoffishness, but none who are trained to deal with the light may enter the lighthouse. And for the protection of the realm, we must make sure that almost no one comes to these islands unless they are part of us. I will walk you to your ship.
We understand secrets.
Yes, you do. And he starts walking towards the docks.
Oh, one more thing. There's a slight hole in the side of the dock house, too. It happened during a battle.
Yes, the bad guys did it.
I
It was very
Roll
true.
perception.
distinctly apologize.
13?
No. He stares at you. And just lies will beget punishment.
No, I just didn't want you to be mad at Lester and after the whole calling down lightning thing, too.
The only thing that would make me mad if it was damaged is the lighthouse. Unlike my assistant, who is short-sighted and can see only the light, I see the light within others. So, you came here and did good, when no one else could. Come.
So, when you see the light in others, do you see, like, the city in the distance with all the people in it lighting up?
Yes.
Do you know Molly?
Looks at you for a second. Is that the one who has your strings?
Strings?
You are tied to something.
Maybe? Do I have any strings, anybody?
Not visible.
I just shake my wet fur and try and, like, chase my tail.
Pretty sure he means metaphysical, Lolly.
Oh, it's a metaphor. Smart people use big words like that.
Sure.
Got all the best words.
They're all smart like a thumb.
Yes.
Indubitably.
Devils must be smart to deal with demons. As he walks to the edge of the dock, he points towards the ship that is there. I believe this was what you came here on.
Indeed.
Ooh.
Well,
See, he can see people and boats. I don't.
I
think he's
hear the
actually
water
blind.
hitting the boat.
Oh.
well, thank you for your time. Good luck with repairs. And perhaps our paths will cross again in the future.
Yes, take this. And he hands you a little silver necklace of a lighthouse emblem.
Yeah.
Present that if you must stop at an alabaster port. Our docks are small, but they will shelter you should you need repairs to a ship.
Excellent.
That is very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you again for saving my light. And he gives you this low bow and puts one fist into his left hand and bends over, and you can tell like his bones almost creak and crack as he does it. And then he comes back up and stands fully. I must go tend the light as it is.
Farewell. And Jyotis kind of repeats the gesture, but kind of keeps eye contact.
Yeah. Well,
And while
great job. You
this
kept
is-
eye contact with a blind man. That's a power move.
Well, you know what I mean.
I am going to
He looked at
very
us
lightly cast a little bit of healing light on his crickety old bones. So I can feel a little better after that. 3 points of healing damage.
Healing
Light
damage.
The light surrounds him, and he's just, thank you. More vitality that I might maintain the light.
Yeah, it's very important work.
It is. And I fear my apprentice cannot keep it long. I must return. Pleasant journeys.
Thank you.
With that, he departs.
Alright, to Somberbella.
Dingy bird.
Somberbella.
Dingy Bird, then Summerbella.
Okay.
We're running on empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't take that as a very good superpower if you're blind and then your superpower is you can just see things. It doesn't seem like a very good superhero thing.
Don't forget he has the superpower of keeping the storms at bay.
That's true. Yeah, I guess it'd be kind of lame if he just had that one thing.
I think that's
Are
a
you
pretty
just
good
trying to work in how Brittany feels about Daredevil into Lolly? Because this feels like a thing.
one. All right.
Like, how can you see a boat? That's not really a thing.
He heard it. He's got heightened hearing senses.
I know, I'm being obtuse.
Well,
Really?
I mean,
Y'all, don't feed
Well, this
me.
is totally new.
So, unless we have another conversation about ice cream, this time,
Yes.
while rowing Banuel's Bane back to port, I need to know just two things. One, are you doing it at a forced march where I need to make you roll for it, or are you doing it at kind of a leisurely pace? And then two,
Oh, Lolly is definitely trying to row very, very hard.
I'm rowing at a casual
I
pace.
think the rest of us are pretty casual.
Going in a circle.
Molly, roll a strength check at disadvantage. Jyotis, you typically being the navigator, which dock are you taking this to? Are you taking it back, or are you going directly to the Dingy Bird? Because the Dingy Bird is on a pier. You can literally go there.
Ooh, that's a good question. I would probably put that to the team. Do we want to take this back where we grabbed it from, or do we want to go straight to the Dingy Bird?
I vote for the Getty Zia's dock,
All right,
as
We do
we've
need to go
received
to
the boat
Harbour
there.
Master as well.
sure.
Is there
Then
any-
let's put it right back where we got it.
We may as well put this back, visit the Harbour Master, then go back to the Dingy Bird.
Good idea.
This is a very nice group. I mean, the harbor master didn't. Who really owns this boat? I don't know. Like, I see no registration or any kind of markings that say this is so and so's boat. But like, I
has a
applaud.
name.
I applaud the honesty of this team.
I would assume it's the Getty or at least somebody affiliated with them.
So, I'm
Is there any
sorry.
rune or mark
It's
on
a
the
named boat.
I should ask. Is there any rune, mark, or name on the boat?
Yeah, remember,
There's a name.
It was
Okay, cool.
It is a named boat.
Okay, that's gonna be proper then. Never mind.
And Lolly, to answer your little text up there to try to rules lawyer me, powerful build covers only your carrying capacity and the weight you can push, drag, or lift. The word rowing is not in there, so you will make a strength check. It will.
I did, and
It
my
would be
minimum
pulling,
was
wouldn't it?
12. Yeah, it's pushing and pulling, and I'm
Pull some of
also
those,
going
course.
to start shaping water.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Cantrip, 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 cantrip.
Can it? Is
So,
it too late to walk back?
That's how we all died at sea.
So, with this little cantrip, it's not enough to tip the boat or anything, but essentially every time Lolly goes and pulls the water,
I
she
make
casts.
a fish out of water and have it push the boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
every
it's
time
fabulous.
everyone's trying to get like this gentle, leisurely pace, Lolly in the back is just sitting there like swinging these things, and every 6 seconds there's fish, boom, fish, boom.
Wow.
The boat comes forward 5 feet at a time, and it's just this like steady, boom, boom,
Chuggy,
steady,
chuggy.
boom, boom. It's like driving over a series of
Oh.
speed bumps on the water.
If any of you
It's-
get seasick, yeah, you guys are seasick. Thanks, Sam.
I don't think
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
I'll let each individual character decide
Yeah.
whether or not they get seasick. I imagine Jyotis is completely immune to this.
Yeah, I'm pretty immune to that stuff.
I'm laying
It's
I'm
annoying.
laying a Constitution roll. to
I
decide
rolled a
that.
15 on my Constitution check.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
What I learned to
Lestrin,
do.
Lestrin is not having a great time on Panul's Bane, and is you're definitely more over the side of the boat than rowing.
Or less.
Every time you're like, every time
Indeed.
you're like, I thought that's all I had. You just find more. It's kind of amazing.
Especially since
didn't
we're on
even eat
empty
one.
stomachs.
Yeah.
Why is
Damn
it always carrots? I didn't even eat carrots.
Yeah, I didn't even eat. Oh, that's such a great line. Why is it carrots? I didn't eat carrots. I love that movie. Anyway,
Garret, you're fine. It's annoying, but you're fine. Latharn, did you choose to roll?
And got a 6.
Yeah, not as bad as
Sorry.
Lestrin, but you definitely do spend some dry heaves, like, especially at first. There's just some necessary coughing and sidebar.
At first, I had my drink in hand because we're back out to sea and
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
But that's not lasting very long.
yeah, no.
My morning mimosa.
Yeah, your morning mimosa is now one with the sea.
morning mimosa.
Sorry,
After
Latham.
the bumpiest boat ride in the history of
Still
boats,
getting the hang of this.
you arrive at the Getty docks, and the dwarf that Lestrin would instantly recognize as, I believe it is, I believe it was Axord was his last name. Give me 1 second to pull him up. Major guilds, thank you. Yeah, Fisarm Axord. He and two other dwarves are both standing out there in what appears to be a blue and black scale mail that looks similar to fish-style armor. And they're observing the docks, trying to check each boat, and they were observing the area where Banul's Bane was as the boat pulls up, and you, finally, Lolly stops shaping water as the boat approaches its resting point.
Hello.
Hello! You
Read
take
out the tablet. I'm sorry.
Sure, there's a story there. Latham, what you doing with a boat?
It's a long story.
I'd be interested to hear it.
Well, somebody was going to blow up the lighthouse last night, and we rode our happy tails over there. Kicked a bunch of
Rode over
butts.
in a rowboat?
I did not make this decision. Actually, wait.
Options
I
were
am
rather thin on the ground at that time.
I am responsible for the boat choice.
Well, at least it's Banul's Bane.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you'd taken Gertrude's tit, that just would have been...
Gertrude's tit.
It would have been entertaining.
I considered that one, but Banul's Bane seemed like the better choice.
Aye, it's a pretty good shit ship for fishing. And he reaches out a hand to offer each individual person to climb out of the boat and onto the docks. Don't worry about it. We'll tie it off. Thank you for
we
apparently
appreciate it.
saving this lighthouse.
Yeah, well, there was a bunch
Yes.
of UNT there that tried to blow it up, and we trolled the sole survivor pretty hardcore. You might enjoy that part of it.
Oh, I do.
Any UNT come this way that look somewhat terrified and questioning a great deal of their life?
Potentially a little green, but not poisoned, as
Maybe,
they're
maybe
immune.
smelled a bit more, and by smelled I mean more than UNT usually?
Definitely
I mean-
will stink.
I know that if I see a UNT, I've got an axe and a sword that I normally put through them. So, I mean, if my axe name is Axe Sword, I might as well live up to it. But I didn't see any UNT, and I stayed indoors because fuck storms.
Well, long story short, we last saw him rowing a mile out to sea, and then there was a big poof green smoke in his boat.
You skunk-eyed snake. That's nice. Well, I'll buy you around tonight at the Dingy Bird if you're there. But in the meantime, have a good day. Thanks for bringing the boat back.
Anytime.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
We must visit with the harbor master before we head in.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, how many more stops are we gonna make?
2.
At least two.
Morning, the day has just started.
Okay.
Although, how long did it take us to row?
Is it what is
A little longer than last time. It was about, well, no, actually a little shorter than last time because of shape water.
Because
Shape
of-
water causes some odd effects. Like, shape water basically did most of the work for the boat, but it was not an easy ride.
Not exactly gentle.
No.
I'm just learning this, okay?
It's like I'm gonna displace a lot of water at once and then not. And then again. And then not.
Again.
And then again. And
It's
then
actually
every-
solid for an hour and moves and animates at my direction. And I can make two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
well
went with it
then.
because it was funnier.
Lolly,
great.
next time, shape the water into a wave, and we will ride it downhill.
Oh,
It will be quite smooth.
okay.
Surfing.
That's really
And
downhill.
then-
Surfing.
I raise my claw paws up and shape the water into a big hand that waves at Lesterin.
like that.
Exactly.
That's
And
beautiful.
I
I
just
grab
leave
the
that
bridge
there
of
in the
my
harbor.
nose.
Jyotis just looks around. You have to love her, right? You have to love her.
Breakfast.
My internet sucks.
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
But harbor master, then breakfast.
And then
Question.
saving
Breakfast.
children, I guess, if we have time.
Is that why we need to get to Summer Bella?
Yes. Oh, did I not say that? Molly's been really worried about somebody hurting kids on Somerbella.
We will get there.
Okay.
Question on
We
the
need to
Alabaster
prepare.
Guild.
We need to be as
Wait.
prepared as possible before we go.
What was that question, Latharn?
So, Alabaster Guild that the lighthouse person was part of. How well known are they? Are they just for lighthouse, or would the harbor master be in any way associated or have knowledge of the Alabaster Guild?
The Harbor Master may have knowledge of them because, typically speaking, the Alabaster Guild needs trade supplies to maintain themselves. It's typically that they're given food and raw materials at the expense of the closest port or the country that can support them, because, in essence, that is the difference between being able to ship goods and not ship goods when the storms get a lot worse. This was a brief storm. Sometimes storms can go for a week, so it's one of those things that they exchange of goods for.
So the harbor master may have some knowledge or
Yeah.
opinions of or background.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at the very least, they're very aware of what the lighthouse does for everything, right?
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
I was imagining like if Lighthouseman is part of the guild, I'm curious on how that guild fits in with other characters in this area.
Right.
Yeah. No, makes sense. Makes sense. The town is becoming alive again. Last time, when you were all running through it, everything was shuttered up. There was no one out. Right now, people are tentatively coming out and checking on their buildings. There's no celebration. There's no joy after this because it just signifies the start of another season of storms. So those people that you do see out just appear to be barely awake and tending to what they must in order to check up on things. The harbor master's office is actually on the way to the Dingy Bird.
Perfect.
Oh, good.
And when you get there, there is a long line of sailors that appear flustered, frustrated. You can tell that a lot of fishermen...
Despondent?
Yes, you can tell that a lot of fishermen, in essence, are looking for new work or seeing if there's any boats taking people in because...
We have good news for them.
Yes, we do. Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a job
It's like-
fair in town.
Yeah, no,
Bad
and
news and good news.
yeah, it's a mix.
To shreds, you say?
As you guys walk up, most of them do recognize that you look a fair bit stronger than the average fisherman, and they all kind of quizzically look at you, and most of them kind of mill about or off. Some start to stand out of the way, others try to shove and line.
We have an emergency. Please step aside. It will only take a moment.
You can
I
roll a
cast-
persuasion or an intim. Oh, nope, never mind. Do it.
Oh, it says my voice. Oh, okay. Thaumaturgy.
Uh-huh.
And I go, please move aside. We are
Okay,
here
shit.
to assist.
Roll a
Please move
persuasion.
aside.
Roll a persuasion or an intimidate with advantage because you and Lestern are both doing it.
I rolled
Yes.
pretty awesome. 17 plus 4, so 21.
Yeah, no, maybe it's the thaumaturgy, like that booming echo of your voice. Maybe it's the fact that you're like a big blue furry dinosaur that causes all
yeah.
sorts of confusion.
I smell like wet fur too. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, all
Salty
of them
fur.
walking.
smell of ocean water and fish, mostly fish. So it's an exchange of culture. They do, however, part the sea of people that it was standing in line and let all of you go into the harbor master's office.
Well, before we fully... Sorry, that's confused me.
Sorry. Anyway,
Yeah, wonderful. Before we go in, I'm going to kind of announce in that quiet that was caused after Lolly's din.
Mm-hmm.
The information that we need to speak about the Harbor Master with will probably be good news to all of you. So just give us a few minutes, please. And if you want, I will roll persuasion. Otherwise, we'll just move.
No, it's fine. They've been persuaded already, and they're just good, yes. Hopefully, it's jobs. And it's just kind of whispers. So,
it
Latham
is.
just kind of walking around and folks and ducks under and just doesn't care and just keeps walking on in.
as all of you get into the office, you can see that both the harbor master and his assistant are currently standing there. The assistant with the silver-rimmed spectacles is busy going over charts and marking on ships which ships have any sorts of damage to them, which ships can take people. Meanwhile, the harbor master is staring at an outline map of the dock and pointing out areas that they can actually send the boats that have any sort of damage behind it. And looks up and just gives this blank stare for a while, and the assistant looks at you and finally, "Oh, yes. Yes, I recognize you. You're the dwarf who came here earlier for supplies, aren't you?
Aye.
What can we do for you?"
We come bearing news.
Yep.
And Tajo perks up at that and, "What kind of news?"
It's a mixture of good and bad. The good news being that we might have a source of jobs for the people lining up outside.
Good.
The reason we have this is because almost all of the people living in the doghouse by the lighthouse were killed in an attack last night. Good news though, we stopped the attack. And the lighthouse still stands. But they are going to need a full contingent of workers for that one.
Mhm.
And a few to clear out the previous workers.
Exactly.
And some UNT.
And we were given this from the lighthouse master to give to the harbor master.
When you say the lighthouse master, he spits to the side and reaches out and takes the letter, unfolds it. "Assistant, put up a posting. 30 men can join Alabaster. We will move them out in the afternoon."
Good.
You can see the look of disdain on his face.
That
though.
is all that we have for you.
Yes. Thank you for your help at the lighthouse.
While I am at the counter, I would like to purchase supplies for a 5-day journey. Or at least ask that they be prepared, probably after the wine is taken care of.
The assistant gives you a nod and just, "It shall be done. Would you prefer to pay now or after we have the boat loaded for you?"
After it's loaded, please.
Understood. You're in good with us. We'll get them moving. Are you back at Pier 42 or...
We haven't moved the boat yet, right?
At the Gettyzia's dock?
That is correct. Good memory. Very good.
Yeah.
We will send the supplies there.
Thank you very much.
And with that, the harbor master just, "If there is nothing else, you shall go. We will offer these jobs." He spits again.
All right, thank you.
Very
We'll
good.
try to bring better news next time.
It will be a great pleasure to bring good news in the future. I
is
hope
not
your
your-
day goes better than it has started.
It
We will
is
be
not your
awake.
fault, but I would appreciate good news in the future.
We'll do our
We'll
best.
do what we can. Let's go get some breakfast.
Let's go get breakfast.
So, with that, the group walks towards the dingy bird, unaccosted. And what's up?
What a real quick question. Where did we find out where Gungnir was at on the docks? Is it on the way to the dingy bird or not?
Who were you looking for?
The Luxodon. Gungnir? Is it?
Oh,
what's his
you
name?
have not seen him yet. Gungar.
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 Yeah, you have not seen him yet.
Okay. Because
Yeah, Gungnir is the name of Odin's.
Right.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
that's why I keep defaulting to that.
Oh, that's the Raven. Pass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, Gungnir
Anyway.
is the name of
Yeah,
his
this
lance.
is Guns.
Oh.
It's
It's his lance, yes.
Gungnir. Yeah, Mugen and
Hugin and
Hugin.
Munin.
Munin, yeah.
Horse, lance, elephant.
Anyway,
You know.
anyway.
Moving on.
So,
Breakfast.
upon approaching the dingy bird at this time, this is the first time any of you have ever seen the dingy bird look clean. The entire building has been involuntarily washed, and though seagulls have begun to land on it, there is only a few. And you can clearly see that the sign of the dingy bird that hangs off it, that just little wooden sign with a seagull, actually has painted lines that are made to look like bird poop.
Oh gosh.
Probably
I
a
wave
little
at
more
the
worn at
seagulls.
the moment.
Yeah.
Or maybe it
Yeah.
was bird poop that was just lacquered in.
Do I recognize his familiar?
You know what? You would actually recognize as familiar because it doesn't quite act like a normal seagull. It just doesn't move or talk nearly as much.
Put robot seagulls sitting up.
It definitely watches you. Like you can tell that there's one bird that's actually, with your passive perception, you can tell there's one bird that's actually clearly watching you, and that
Wait,
is most
Adam.
certainly Gulliver.
Hi, Gulliver.
It gives a single.
There.
Mine? Anyway.
Mine? Upon entering the dingy bird, it is quiet. There is no one at the bar. The tables are
Gulliver
empty.
should have told him we were here.
Well, Fairness does come out of the kitchen, as the kitchen is behind the bar, behind a door. And he does emerge after all of you walk in and just... Well,
There he is.
good morning, all. Take it you had a late night.
Yeah,
That is
I can
accurate.
say that.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
Or a very early morning, depending on how you look at it.
for breakfast, we have oatcakes, eggs, saltfish, and I procured some boar sausage.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds lovely. The eggs and boar sausage would be just amazing.
I'll take a plate with a smorgasbord, please.
And the same for me. Smorgasbord.
Understood.
Smorgasbord. Ha!
Cornucopia.
Lester and made a funny.
Yeah.
You gotta love
Only
Vale.
if it's served on a plank.
We want plates. After having been seated at a booth, because the place is again empty, you have your run of the choices. After about 15 minutes, Fairness does come out with all the food for you and plates everything. Also brings out pitchers of ale. And only after getting you all the food and drinks does he stop and just, Mr. Jyotis and Mr. Chant, was there success? The Dejani would like to know.
Well, the full report in due time, but situation is still ongoing, unfortunately.
Sorry.
That is... Well, it's not disappointing for me, but I do hope you're good at explaining it.
Oh,
We'll
we've got a
explain in due time.
Yeah. Long story.
Well, pours himself an ale and pulls up a chair. I have
Looks around
time.
the room. I suppose there's time.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's not like this place is empty right now. He pulls up, sits down. I have time.
Do you want to start Latham, or should I?
Well, so at last we know the compass. Rather, we have a manifest for the ship that supposedly has the compass. Correct?
Yes,
Double check
yes,
my
you
notes?
do.
Okay.
Yes.
So recapping, sharing with what has happened, at least skipping out on some of the battle parts, because you know. we
Aggressive negotiations.
engaged with we engaged in conversation with
Mr. Stitch.
yes,
Stitch,
Mr. Stitch, and discovered that while Mr. Stitch had knowledge of, he did not have possession of the compass. And that
possession is
supposedly
9/10 of the law.
yes. So unfortunately, the tip off that Mr. Stitch was where we needed to go to was inaccurate. You know, I'm sounding rather frustrated that this was misinformation from what was given, but you work with what you got. However, we have this manifest, and I suggest that it might be worth investigating, at least if the Dajani wish to continue pressing them out.
Well, that should be enough to satisfy them at least. I hope that, you put the hammer down a little. Stitcher's forces have been growing in power. Don't like it.
Well, I would advise that if you wish to help curtail that power, now or might be a reasonable time to stop on by Mr. Stitcher's office with a bit more force than what you see here today.
Well,
Most of the folks, or most of the henchmen involved in the operation, seem to have gone elsewhere. So lightly
to know.
guarded they may be.
would you like me to turn in the shipping manifest for you, or will you be handling that contract yourself?
What was it turned into?
Well,
Turned into the
into the Guildmaster, the Dajani, and the
Sorry,
local
cut out.
port. Oh, sorry. Into Nothus. He is the summer elf who runs the guild in this port, and he was personally inquiring about it, so I'm afraid I would be inclined to turn it directly into him.
You headed that way, as we may be able to find our way there, although I will need to... I can take it to him directly. Mind you, I would still be under retainment if the Dajani is willing to cover expenses, as per usual arrangement.
Well, I imagine that with the information at least they'll be happy to continue their arrangement. And I think the Dajani are probably going to be satisfied with the amount of pressure that was added onto Stitcher. Much as I would like to wash him out, I'm just a coordinator. I don't do those sorts of things anymore.
Well, Stitcher is a step closer to no longer being an issue. I hope you'll coordinate the next.
Well, I'll leave that to bigger powers.
Some bigger muscle. Cool. So I think I know where I'm off to here soonish. I don't know if that lines up with the rest of the group, but we'll have to figure that out.
So, you can also check that shipping manifest yourself if you would like to, actually.
Haven't
Because
really had a
I would-
moment to. I'm going to say I'll hold off on spending time really investigating the manifest until we're at a quieter spot, or the group
Perfect.
either steps in for the night.
Okay. Alright,
I'll do
so
a deeper investigation.
with that, Fairness thanks you for the little story of Stitcher's place. And just, well, do let me know if you need seconds or refills. Huh?
Will do.
Absolutely will.
Alright, guys, so right here we're going to take a first break. It seems as good of a time as any to use some potties and get some snacks. And then we will gather again at 9 p.m., alright?
Woohoo!
I'm off to make coffee. Woo!
Yummy. How can you not remember that word?
Well, I can't whenever I need to, so.
Oh,
It went forth like
I suppose
under
it's
the
legit.
treatment plant.
It's late at night. I'll give that to you.
The safety word is anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh my
Safety
God,
word.
Fluxing
really
up in a
hard.
hilification.
Hey, random question. Britt, did you start recording
Yes.
after Sam said it? Yeah, figured.
I thought so.
Yep.
I thought so.
All right. So, breakfast goes down nice and easy. It is currently 8 bells, and the day is yours.
Oh,
Let's start preparing and packing. I plan to start preparing and packing for our trip to Summerbella.
Yeah.
Yay, thank you.
We need.
I
Well,
already
we need to.
requested our supplies,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
I
I
would
figured
like
we
to-
had leftovers from the last trip.
You did.
Before taking off out of the dingy bird and quiet moment in the morning, I want to spend some time examining the document, examining
Okay.
the manifest.
All right.
Let's see if it's real.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and roll me. Let's do insight on this. I think that would be.
Okay.
Yeah, insight.
15 plus this, 21. is
Oh,
what
yeah.
that comes to.
So
What do I learn about this doc?
it is real, but it is a
Okay.
copy of the real thing. That way, it is not missing officially in records. But the object has been hidden on a ship known as the Avarice that is first supposed to dock in Rysha and then will, while sailing towards Trinisbad, will drop the item at a dead drop. And give me 1 second to get the island's name, because of course I had this closed. Why would I have this closed?
So it's at Trinidad.
So the ship is first stopping in Rysha, and then we'll be going. Give me 1 second. Oh, come on. Maps. Here we go. Load. Yay, there it is. Sorry. Like, I have everything really well organized, but it's also in, like, 4 different drop folders, so it's like,
You have
again,
nested.
subfolder. I could just search for it, but I've never been that. Okay, well, it's taking forever there, so I'm just going to open it off.
I'm looking at it. Would you like me to just drop it into the chat?
No, I'm just going to open it off my computer because the drive is taking forever. I don't know why, but
How dare it.
I know. Okay.
I just wanted to comment also that, mostly a question. Does the island of Droga, is that where they grow all the cocaine?
You would comment that. No, that's grown on the Isle of Text off of Summersol.
Tech.
I didn't catch any of what you said.
the accidental.
I
text
missed
line.
like all of that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You cut out just at that moment, and I didn't hear anything you said.
it was just a joke. You were fine.
He said it's on the island of text.
Okay, so after the ship will port in Rysha, it is supposed to head to Trinisbad, but it will be doing a subtle drop at the island of Brula, which is off the coast of Summerbella. Which actually we should probably upload the map, just so Dan gets to look at it instead of going like, what is this? Oh no, it's in pinned messages. So Dan, if you open the pinned messages,
How do you do that?
Yeah.
There's a
there.
pin up at the
Pin-
top right.
yeah,
Got it.
and then
Okay.
if you,
Hey, it's the islands. Okay.
yeah,
Summersol. It's in slightly
No kidding.
higher resolution version of this? Because
if you click open original,
there we go.
it will open a 4K version that you can zoom in on.
There we go.
Kid tested, mother approved.
Something like that.
It's being dropped in Brula?
Yes.
Okay.
Dropped.
Is there a time frame? Am I able to...
Yes,
discern any
so
time
the
frame?
shipping manifest states that it should reach Raisha by nightfall. It will be there for 3 days and then will be transported off. It will remain on the Avarice while it is in Raisha.
So we could intercept it in Raisha for the next 3 days, or Brula after that. Huh?
Okay. Is there anything else about the document that I'm able to discern?
You are able to discern, importantly enough, Stitcher's handwriting. And you are able to discern that there is, in addition to that compass, a large quantity of both swords and crossbows that are being shipped.
Large quantity being in the hundreds?
Yes. It would not be in the several hundreds, but in close to between the 150 to 200.
Someone means for someone's dabbling in arms trading.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of War.
I'm going to share this with the group here.
What was that?
So, I'm going to share this information over breakfast.
Okay.
I'm sharing what I learned as far as the 3 days in Raisha with departing to Trinidad? Not Trinidad.
Trinidad.
It's like Trinidad. I ripped Trinidad apart and made it Trinisbad.
Okay, I'll place that in the S there. With a stop in Bryla. So I'll relay that or share that with the team while we're enjoying our tasty little breakfast.
Mm-hmm. And Lolly, you would know that the area that Molly was attempting to indicate is marked as Miral Varash.
Oh shit.
Where is this? Miral Varash?
Yeah,
The big rune in the middle of the swamp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And ironically, you also, upon reading that word, you know that in the Gith language, it's not spelled correctly, but in essence, the rough translation is the Allegiant Nursery.
Whoa.
Allegiant Nursery. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Latham is sharing the shipping manifest?
Yes.
What I've learned about it, yes.
Oh.
So,
Can I look over it and I can read them? What?
You have a lot of intelligence.
I can read.
I would offer head pats, but no.
What? Why not?
Just upper stuffy lawyer person. Physical affection is just not a thing. Out of character.
It's not for Latharn.
No. But out of character, I'd say deserves some head pat.
I'll bet I can count to more than 12 now.
Oh no!
Oh no, what?
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the word drug in Spanish, droga.
I did not know that. But now it is.
Yeah, Bob fails to do simple Google checks before naming things.
At this point in life, it doesn't matter when you name something. There's going to be a meaning to it.
Kind of
Yeah.
does.
Somewhere in the world there's going to be a meaning. Somewhere there's going to be something that's like, oh.
At least do a cursory Urban Dictionary check.
Okay, so when are we planning to leave? The supplies will be ready probably this afternoon.
Oh, good. I'd like to go see Gungar. We paid him off,
Perhaps
right? Yeah, we
tomorrow
did.
morning?
We can.
Is tomorrow morning fair?
Tomorrow?
I'd say that's a no.
Oh, I'm just really worried about this Dr. Ethical Urethra. I don't know. But he's hurting people and I need to stop him.
Coughed
Having a
off. The
good
name
plan.
is irrevocable.
Urethrical. Got it.
Rushing into a problem is the worst way to solve it. We have to have a plan. And just
Agreed.
taking a few hours to prepare so that we don't have to rush is better. But if we can get everything set and ready to go before it gets dark, we will do our best, okay?
Okay.
We
But
also need to hire another navigator.
I was just going to say
I
that.
can
We
do
need to
it,
go
kind of.
get Echo.
I don't think I heard
Oh,
about your
navigator.
last. I heard about the last time you tried to hire a navigator, and I think it might be best if one of us handled it,
Yeah.
and you can take care of.
But we know Echo. I like Echo.
Yes, but I don't think you're welcome in that bar anymore.
Lolly, impersonating me made me not welcome at the bar either.
Hey, you were on your best behavior, I'm just gonna say.
Jyotis, would you
Yeah.
please go and make Echo an offer?
Yeah, most certainly.
Make us slightly more generous than last time.
Sure.
Gary, you also have some hides that might be ready.
I have what?
Remember your
Oh
hides?
yes, my hides might be ready. That's a wonderful thing.
That's
to say.
right. That's right. The panther hides. Yeah.
I'll go take care of that then. See what we can do. With
What's the
those.
hide?
I skinned some panthers and got their hides treated at the tannery.
For his gigantic sword.
Mhm.
Yeah, the gigantic sword that I'm never really going to use.
And Echo was a
Navigator.
Navigator.
who we liked, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I was looking for. Let me know if you guys need any help with any of your prices or deals. Some help with that.
If you want to come along to the bar, that'd be fine.
What? He gets to go?
Lolly,
Last we
Well, you
checked, he
guys
wasn't
haven't-
bad.
Don't be
Lolly.
causing problems places you don't want to go back to.
No. Fine.
Lolly, why don't you go with me and we'll get rations?
Okay. But
I
I get to
guess.
choose it.
You
I
get to
pick
choose
the
your
flavor.
own.
Okay.
She's gonna.
They're all gonna be bubblegum flavored.
I was gonna say she's gonna choose cotton candy.
You can choose your own.
And then everyone
fine.
died of diabetes.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Hello, I'm Wilfred Brimley. Anyway. Yep.
All right.
All right, since it sounds like we're going to take a day for this,
Well,
I'm
no.
going to
A
ask.
few hours at least.
Yeah, 2 hours at least.
Okay.
I'm going to ask if there's any other downtime activities you guys wanted to do before leaving the island, because these are relatively quick things. So,
Yes.
Get pineapple ice cream again.
I need
Okay.
to buy new boots.
all right.
That
I would like if
preferably
we have enough
make
time.
me move at normal speed. 30 movement during battle instead of 25.
Weirdly specific.
That, and now there is a lightning hole in one of them.
Well,
Yep.
they were going to suggest cleats, but knowing your proclivity for lightning, that's not a good idea.
Maybe you should get rubber-soled boots.
Metal cleats might be better, then at least they'd be grounded.
Yeah, that's legit. Anyway, I had a couple things, Bob, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to do at least one thing, but it can wait if it's going to take time. But I'd like to make an appointment with the mages.
Oh, Okay. All right. Let's work through the list. We're going to start with Jyotis and Latharn going to get Echo. Lolly, you very easily get some pineapple ice cream, and rations with you and Lestrin are handled very well, but we will do boot shopping.
Wait, I was gonna ask the pineapple ice cream guy if he knew if that party was being delayed any longer.
Oh, okay. Then we will actually do that one.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you were just getting
Hey,
sweets.
I have a method to my madness. Lolly does not.
No, there is only madness. Okay, so we're going to start.
It's only Zool.
There's only two. Are you the keeper?
There is no Dana, only Zol.
So we're going to start at the Gilded Goalie in the Aquarius Hotel, which, Latharn, the Aquarius Hotel is one of the fancier inns in town. It is in the Pearl District of Alaris Amal, which is where all the best shops and merchandising can be found, in addition to the basic tourist heart of Center Town.
Okay.
It is garish but well decorated, and
It tries.
yeah, it tries. You know, it's the best humans can do.
I was gonna say, it might not meet his standards.
Right. The walls are almost a marble white quality, whereas the floors are this deep blue carpet with gold etchings throughout them. And the doors do open magically as you approach. And Jyotis, knowing where the Gilded Goalie is, the second you walk in, there is still no one at the desk.
Oh.
And this time you do know where the restaurant is, so you can directly go there should you choose to.
Yeah. I mean, is that going to be a faux pas if I skip the fact that there's nobody at the front desk?
Doesn't seem like it's going to be a thing.
All right. I'll show Latham the way.
Yeah. So down a hall, approximately 20 to 30 feet, leads to another set of doors that automatically open into a restaurant that is indoors but has large opening windows. That way it lets airflow in addition to a lot of greenery and plants. Again, very garish with golden decor, and the blue carpeting maintains much like what you would expect out of a hotel restaurant trying to show off. The food here smells excellent. The bar is well maintained and is in fact several layers tall with a variety of different colors and bottle shapes. The bartender at the bar is currently pouring what looks like a round of drinks for two navigators who are sitting at the bar. One of them is a human male wearing simple leather armor, and the other is an individual with bluish colored skin and hair that is white and goes to one side, folded over and shaved on the other. Her armor looks a little bit lighter, not like studded. But Jyotis, you would recognize this as Echo quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You do not see the dwarf or the elf.
Well, I'm going to go straight towards Echo and greet her. Echo?
She
Good
takes
day.
two of the glasses that were poured for the round and just gives a nod to her compatriot as he takes the other two. Just... Oh, hello, Jyotis.
Good day. Would you care to join us on another adventure?
Last one was pretty profitable, so I don't see why not. What you doing this time?
Well, we've got a few things. We've got at least two objects to do, but we got to make our way towards Summerbella.
Not a whole heck of a lot out there, but I guarantee you after a storm, probably some good salvage. Okay. All right.
I don't know if we'll necessarily be salvaging anything, but we'll definitely be looking for things to do. We're going to spend probably a day or two on Summerbella.
Is this round trip, are you coming back here, or are you going elsewhere after?
Unknown at this time, most likely a round trip will be coming back after we complete the 2 objectives.
Alright, well, put it this way. I would prefer to not get stuck in Raisha. That's the only thing I ask. It's kind of, a has-been city. So, as long as we're leaving and going somewhere else, I'm good.
We weren't planning on staying in Raisha, were we, Latham?
If we do, it'll be if we stop by, it'll be very short. My business should be brief.
Well, that sounds advantageous to both of our parties. So, let's talk rates.
Well, I was prepared to offer you the 3 gold per day and the same in the equal shares in whatever we get for payment or salvage.
But this time there's no guarantee of helping a guild. How about 5 per day?
Let's see. But the salvage potential might seem like something worth it. I know there won't be a guild to help, but it also means there's less paperwork and less for you to have to be accountable for. And we'll cover your expenses while out, as usual, but that still seems a little on the hefty side. Is there a friend around here who might be worth talking to if you're not willing to come out with us?
Her human compatriot turns around and just, hey, and Echo just kind of turns him back on his chair and just, how about 4?
Jyotis like looks at Latham like, yeah, that's probably reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would be. You said this is a person who's been helpful before, and we have no reason to like undercut them.
Right.
Yeah. Besides, it's only 4 gold.
It's 4 gold per day.
It's only 4 gold per day.
It's 4. Yep. Yeah.
Well, Tham's perception of money and wealth is unfortunately skewed.
Right.
So
sure it is.
He'll drop a gold on a drink. If it's...
Well.
So, when are we leaving then?
You know, I don't know if we'd set an official time yet. Our supplies will probably be ready this afternoon, but I'm not certain if we are leaving tonight or in the morning.
All right. Well,
contact you.
I will go set up on the boat tonight, and if and when you're ready, just come find me. I'll just crew there. It's easy enough.
Sounds good.
Her
Happy
human
to have you.
companion kind of looks a little crestfallen at her saying that, but she gives a nod and finishes both drinks and just, well, I'll see you tonight, gentlemen. I am going to have a couple more of these and then spend the day sobering up.
We'll see you then. Happy to have you back.
She gives a nod and just, may this trip be as profitable as the last.
I hope so.
For her, jeez.
Yeah, right? So, with that, we're going to jump to Lesterin and Lolly. Lolly, since Lesterin needed a new pair of boots anyways.
Fantasy boot barn?
Well, would that be the place you would like to check?
Fantasy boot barn, fantasy boot barn. Come on, Lester.
Oh, I thought we were going to Hats and Wares.
How dare you?
Yes.
I'm only joking, Lolly.
Oh,
We're
man.
going to the fantasy boot barn.
Oh, thank goodness. You had me really worried there.
She trolled.
Lester. But Locks told us that his boots were the best, and he has to be telling the truth because he's selling them, right?
Right.
You hesitated.
So, while walking down towards the Fantasy Boot Barn, you do notice that Hats and Wares has a new sign that says Hats and Wares and Boots that has been written on. And Fantasy Boot Barn, in the meantime, looks like it's boarded up still. And there is a posted sign written in what is some very garish handwriting that states, "Have to leave town for a bit. Be back soon with all of your fantasy boot needs. Sincerely, Lox Griswold."
I miss Locks.
I guess we are going to the Hats and Wares and Boots.
Fine, but we have to talk about how awful they are the whole time.
Lolly, not while we're in the store. After we leave the store.
Alright, we can't let Locks know that we enjoyed it, okay? I'm gonna refuse to enjoy it.
Okay. Just don't do any magic while you're in there.
I
Unless
can't make that promise.
absolutely necessary.
That's the fun of magic, is it's never absolutely necessary.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I just need to buy a new pair of boots. My toes are not dragging in the dirt.
Okay.
I'm going to head into the Hats and Wares and Boots.
Yeah, so Hats and Wares and Boots is a tourist trap. Hands down, instantaneously, the second you enter, it has all of the straw hats that you would ever see a tourist wear. It has ointments that are supposed to help cure sunburns, and in the meantime, the shirts are a garish ripoff. Well, not even garish. No, this would be a pseudo ripoff of actual Islander clothing that looks like it's just colors thrown at random. Like, it's not a well-made Hawaiian shirt. It's that Hawaiian shirt that assaults you with its appearance.
All of them
And-
like, I went to Summer Hollerton, all I got was this t-shirt shirt.
Right. And to round it all off, they do have some normal shoes, but their buy one, get one free special right now is what is something called a Birkenstock,
Oh.
which is some straw sandal tied together with a natural... sorry, my words are failing me. It's not silk, it's the other thing. Cotton. There we go. Wow.
It's late.
Cotton sock. And after about 20 seconds of getting to look around, this large gentleman who's easily 6 feet tall and wide, big old brown bushy beard, beady eyes, perpetual sunburn on his face with a little bit of that white ointment on his nose, comes out with a big old smile and, "Oh, hey, how you doing, eh?"
Hi,
Hello.
I'm going to leave now.
My name is Lolly. I would like you to check around for this girl, if you can. If she happens to come into this place.
Looks at it. Looks really close at it, almost like he's nearsighted. Well, okay then. I'll give a look for her. Can I help you all with anything today?
Thank you.
I'm literally walking down to back out the door.
Okay.
I'm hopping after her.
Well then, have a good day. Hope you come on back to Hats and Wares and Boots and things.
Thank you. You too.
I don't think so.
Seems so nice, though.
Send your friends.
No.
I appreciate the honesty of that.
I have very low charisma.
And low willpower.
Okay.
It's clear. It's
I
great.
would like to roll a
Charm.
perception check to find another location that sells boots that doesn't sound like a carnival character.
Carnies. Oh no. Oh man.
So, while you are trying to perceive a different boot place,
17.
Lolly, you do find your pineapple ice cream vendor again. Oh, back for more.
Yes, please. 2, please.
It's
right.
exactly what I was thinking.
All right. And he makes some for you and hands it over. And that'll be 2 copper each, please.
Okay. Do you have change for this? And I hold up the 1 gold piece I have left.
Yes, I do. And he reaches in and hands you 10 silver and 6 copper.
Oh, he's giving me too much then.
Oh, sorry. 9 silver, 6 copper. There we go. Can only count to 4.
I'm really good at math now. Whoa, look at that.
Whoa!
Did you ever check if your family was gonna throw that party soon, or are they gonna maybe delay a couple of days because everything got trashed by the storm? Maybe.
Oh my gosh. The delays are going to be much worse. And he leans over and he just... Between you and me, some of the Magisters out of New Welkin are not getting along so well right now. So, the Magister's Ball has been put on permanent hold until things smooth over a bit.
Well, you shouldn't not celebrate. I mean, parties are still parties.
Yes, they are, but in the meantime, you know what it is. Sometimes the leaders just get a bit of a problem. If memory serves, it's House Barbarain. They seem to not be getting along very well right now.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Well,
some sort of politic thing, but
So House Barbarain.
Well, just to let you know, next storm is 7 days out.
well, good thing we put off the ball then. If a storm is 7 days out again, might as well not have it. At least for now.
Yes, that's wise. At least until we get back for no particular reason.
He kind of giggles and just... I don't understand you, but you are funny.
Hey, could you tell me where I could get a decent pair of boots that isn't a rinky-dink tourist trap?
You've been to Hudson Wells.
Yes.
And boots.
For,
And
literally
boots.
10 seconds.
Okay. Yes, I will tell you a place. But you need a code. So when you go up, you need to knock with the shake and a haircut. And then you cut it off there.
Oh.
Wait, what was the end of that?
The shake and a haircut. It's the shake and a haircut.
2 bits.
No 2 bits.
But
No, you
Okay.
cut it off because the charge is whatever they decide it is.
Got
Give me
it.
just a second to pull that up real quick. I gotta go through subfolders again.
it'd be great if he was just sending us over to Lox's again.
No, he's not. Actually, he's sending you somewhere else.
I'd laugh.
I would too. It'd be great, but I'm not gonna do that to you. Okay. Come on, load please. I don't know why Google is being so slow tonight. Alright,
Their
there we
servers
go.
are probably jammed up. I bet you everybody's playing Stadia. Or Stadia, whatever.
Yeah. It's fun. Did you get one too?
So,
Oh,
No.
sorry.
No.
So, there is a place called the Helter Haberdashery and Bar. It is a refined men's clothing area. That should be able to get you something that you're looking for without all the trap.
And a decent shot of whiskey, I take it.
Oh, yes, yes. The drinks are expensive, but very well made. All local imported goods.
Excellent. Whereabouts is this?
It is, and he points over a few streets and just go that way, take a right, and then a left. It is a very nice building, old, but in the meantime, well kept. You will notice that the door is closed. You must knock on it, and then they will open up for you. But if you do not knock, it will not open.
Sure thing. Oh, thank you very, very much.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Gives a
I'm
big
gonna
bow.
go that way.
That guy is the best. We should have gotten some ice cream as provisions for the journey.
Well, you have 2 of them right now.
Yes, we'll pack these up for later.
Lolly, you should
Okay,
eat your
we can
ice
eat them
cream
now.
now. Yeah, it's not going to make it that long.
Oh,
So,
I think it's running down your knuckles right now.
after a couple of turns, you do find the haberdashery. This building, again, standard Alaris Mall building, white stone outside, blue tinted roof. Very simple, sturdy door. And you being a dwarf, you know something about doors that are sturdy versus not. This is made to look wooden, but has been reinforced with steel on every single part of it. It has a very simple jail bar-esque bracket over the top that appears to have a glass filter behind it that has a little reddish tint. There is no name or anything on the building, but you know this is the place based on the directions.
Okay. Can I roll to see if it's safe?
If it's safe? Yeah, you can. It's an investigation check.
Got it. 6.
Seems fine.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna give it that old shave and a haircut.
All right. So you knock on the door, and after you knock, at this point you've gotten used to doors not opening very quickly, but this one opens fairly quickly, and an elder tiefling stands there. A gentleman that you would recognize from before as Vigil, the individual who had introduced you in the Golden Opportunity to a potential plan they had been putting together. He's well-dressed, simple black-cut suit, ascot that is purple with a little gold lapel in it, and there even seems to be some gold jewelry on his horns, but he gives you the smallest nod and just, do come in.
Sure
Hi,
thing.
I'm Lolly.
Yes, very nice to meet you. I'm
Did-
Vigil.
Did we finish our ice cream?
Yes. I did, anyways.
I'm assuming that I did.
Yeah, you would have time. After you enter, the door closes quite quickly. This place has an almost oaken ambiance to it, where there are suits, and all of this is men's clothing. But everything appears to be hand-tailored. There's only a couple of mannequins in the room, but there are several varieties of boots, in addition to a bar that is just whiskey. Welcome to the Helter Haberdashery. It is interesting to see you here.
Well, I'm in kind of a spot as my buddy Lox's shop is closed, and I'm in need of some new boots. And I'm
Yes,
gonna
it
hold
is.
up my foot with the hole in the boot.
Yes, you definitely do need a new boot after that. Yes, what happened to Mr. Lox is unfortunate, but I hope he shall return.
What happened?
Eh.
Where is he?
His assistant was unfortunately kidnapped, and Mr. Lox left to go help.
Okay, I hope they're okay.
Oh, Mr. Lox is quite talented, and I have no doubt that they will deliver. That said, if Mr. Locks does not come back to town, if and when the Magisters manage to throw a little ball, we might look towards you as a backup, love. If you'd be interested.
We'd definitely be interested, as that was quite an interesting deal that we might like to participate in.
Good, good. Well, take a seat. I'll measure your feet and we'll get you some boots. I am not as good as Lux, but I do have some of Lux's boots that I can fit you with.
Excellent. If you have movement-enhancing ones, I'd appreciate it.
Gives you a smile and just... We have many things for a price. Tell me, what are you looking for?
Just a basic brown leather boot. And an extra small bit of movement.
Well, typically speaking, small bits of movement are magical items that are difficult to procure. In this port, they can run between the hundreds to thousands. I could trade for them, though. Would you happen to have anything magical or information worth trading?
Yes.
I'm gonna look at Wally. Okay.
I have this scroll of Blade Ward, and it's very magical.
What?
This
Is
scroll?
that a good idea?
It's Blade Ward. I mean, it's so magical.
Roll a deception check.
11?
Blade Ward, if I recall correctly, is a cantrip. That said, it is impressive that you got a scroll of a cantrip. Not many people can do that. He ponders for a moment.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Lester. I will see what I have, and if I have something that helps. The scroll, and let's say 100 gold.
I even have that. I never finished figuring out if I had any gold.
No. Spoiler alert. No.
I think I have like 7.5 gold.
I have 6.
Well, if
So much more gold than you.
I don't know.
What have I been
Like-
doing? Do I sell
like-
myself at night? What's going on?
no, you're the only one who's been keeping track of how much gold I've been handing out.
I was just saying, I got quite a bit more than that, but yeah,
Well,
I
not
had
as
to
much
pay
as
off an
Garret.
elephant, so.
I
Yeah.
recorded my gold, and on my sheet I have 102.
Okay.
But I think I added the gold before we paid off other people, so it wasn't accurate.
No. You guys, you at least have 102 because that was after payment. There was no deduct your gold.
No, yeah, I think when we
Yeah, when you
Figured it
guys
out the other
tallied
day.
everything, you first reduced everything.
we reduced it before we said add
okay.
this.
Well, then I definitely have 102 gold.
Well, 100 gold and the very nice little scroll, and I would call this even.
Here you go.
Wait, hold on, Lolly. Let's see what
Oh.
he's got first.
Yes,
And I want to make sure that they fit.
of course. He goes back behind there.
They have
Now,
to be
would you
very
like
magic.
a complimentary whiskey while you wait?
After I try on the boots, maybe.
I really feel like I'm missing out on like.
I know, me too. Like shit, wall of whiskey here, man.
Like
Oh,
clearly,
whiskey
like the whole
negotiations.
time, I'm like
Yeah.
whiskey and
Where's
prices. Oh my
Latham?
god! Clearly, I made the wrong decision on this one.
Sorry, buddy.
That's cool.
After-
We got a navigator.
After going around the counter, he comes back with a box and just... Mr. Locke's procured these special out of Gilderstrand and had been waiting for the right client, but unfortunately no one could pay the price, so at the time he gave them to me to hold on to. And he opens up the box. This leather comes from a sea creature, and I'm uncertain what kind it is. Locke's made up a story. Something like a hippo something, I don't know. But... long story short, they're supposed to be illegal to skin because they give a speed enhancement if it's done correctly. And as he pulls out these boots, they're brown, but they have just this hint of green and purple within them. Almost like this undertone of that. Now, these boots, anything with a little bit of magic, and he clicks his hand right next to it, and it resizes just a little bit. Should be able to fit oh so nicely over your feet. May I?
By all means.
And he puts on the first one, takes off your other shoe, puts on the second one, laces both of them up. Well, do stand up and give them a try.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up and walk around and do the, standard shoe store jaunt.
Mm-hmm.
Literally everybody in the world does it. These feel quite nice.
Yes, they are quite nice. These ones will attune to you within the hour, and they will provide a little bit of an enhancement. These are the boots of striding and springing.
Sounds pretty good.
In addition to being able to walk at 30 feet, you'll also be able to jump 3 times your normal distance.
Excellent.
Now, of course, since they're an illegal item, you didn't get them from me, right?
What are you talking about?
Exactly. Would you like a whiskey?
Yes, I'll take that whiskey.
And with Mage Hand, he pours 2 of them over the bar. Do you like yours neat or with ice?
Neat, please.
Excellent.
Good call.
Brings it over to you. This comes from the Isle of the Verdant Inferno. Serenity's Breath actually has a brewery that ships, and I can't believe I'm telling you this little secret, but they have a brewery that specializes in using heat from the volcanic forces to help make their liquor. It's quite impressive. And he slides the glass over towards you, and it almost has a smoky effect to it. Like when you go to sniff it, it's just this
pumpkin.
Did you do that?
Uh-huh.
Did you make it smell of pumpkin or taste like pumpkin?
Tastes like pumpkin. Oh no, candy corn. That's Lester's favorite.
Lolly, could you please put it back?
Poor Lester.
Yeah, it smokes and it smells of brimstone and beauty, and when you go to sip it, it was candy corn. And Vigil sees your face and just, there's something wrong.
I'm going to just very slightly point at Lolly.
Uh-huh.
Did you change it back?
Uh-huh. That's your favorite, right?
No, not candy corn.
Oh, you just wanted to taste the yucky alcohol? Alright.
Yes.
Alright.
Did it go back?
Yes.
When you go in for your second taste, it is a smooth burn. And it goes down quite easily. You do not need a constitution save because you're a dwarf. But in the meantime, it's not the kind of thing that you would drink too many of and not be upright.
This
He
is
appears to
good.
just savor it and downs it and just, well, I do wish you to have a amenable day, and should you need anything else, do come back.
Sure.
Well.
I'm gonna make sure I hand him the gold and Lolly. If you would mind handing over the scroll, I'd appreciate it.
Excellent,
as long as you're
excellent.
happy with the shoes.
I am indeed. Thank you very much. What do you think? They're green and purple?
Yes, those are great colors for shoes.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you
again,
approve.
they're brown, but they have an undertone of green and purple to them. It's like how wood sometimes has multiple colors running through it. That's the equivalent of the leather.
Gotcha. By mentioning the color, I accentuated it.
Sure.
So, with that, you have, oh my god, shoes.
Yay! And I can move at normal speed.
Yes, you can move at normal speed. You may add the boots of striding and springing.
Holy shit.
It is an item that requires attunement, so you do have to attune to it, which you can do today.
Nice. Yay.
It does help to have connections to a thieves' guild.
Excellent.
Yeah, we missed out. Latham.
I mean, I could have. I may yet still stop by it, but like, could have helped cut down the price a little bit for you guys.
Probably.
We'll get the story of it later, and then we'll go back, right?
With that, we come to Garret.
Hola.
So, Garret, you would know that the mages group, the Aether Chain, is in the Aquans district, based out of one of the larger houses there. It's essentially like they're trying to put a guild into a house.
My first priority is going to be picking up my tanning.
Okay. So
And then after I've gotten that secured and taken back to the ship or to my rooms or whatever, then I'm going to seek out
yes,
a conversation.
The panther hides are indeed ready for you, and they have been well maintained. It is this beautiful black fold, and your tanner points out how to actually basically build the scabbard.
Lovely.
So
I do not have proficiency with leather working, so as well. It's mostly just put it together, insert slot A into, or insert
right.
A in
He's got basically everything ready for you, and because you showed him the sword, he knew the sizes that you needed. So
good.
You now essentially have a scabbard for the Masange Great Key.
Lovely. Yeah, I'll take care of that first and foremost. Get that just at least back to the hotel.
Okay.
The Dingy Bird.
Yeah, that's done within like 30 minutes. So
yeah. With that, I'm going to take the time to go and visit the Aether Chain and see what information I can get, or if I can plan some kind of...
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Right. So, at the entrance of the building in the
It's like I just went through puberty.
Right.
All over again.
You can see that they have an outside courtyard garden that has a symbol for each of the schools of magic, actually tiled into the ground in ceramic tile.
Ooh.
And in the center of that is a fountain that pours water, but it has had permanent lights cast into it to almost give this like energy trance that slowly flows out in the directions of the symbols, with each one having its own coloration. As you come towards the double doors, they open without you having to ask or command or anything. And across from you, what would normally be a welcome area and a set of stairs has been roughly converted into what looks like someone's attempt at building a guild entrance, because there is a very large desk that is made of stone from probably the Starfall quarry that has been set up in a semicircle fashion to block the stairwell, and the stairwell itself looks like it's been closed off. There is currently a person reading, and they're human. You recognize them from the little magic competition where people were casting prestidigitation in different ways. They were one of the performers on stage. A short cropped black hair and youthful, early 20s, possibly no later than late 20s. Medium height and wearing these purplish robes with just little blue accents over them. And the gentleman looks up and just, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I hope so.
Which one?
It's hard to articulate. I have very recently learned that I have a bit of magic, and I want to explore this a little bit more and make sure that I do not hurt myself or others.
Gives a nod and slowly stands up. Do you find that it is natural or something that you think about?
It's definitely an effort of thought.
Ah, very good. Most of the mages here are
It's
wizards.
planning.
Yes.
It's definitely about planning.
Yes. I will get you. I will get a mage to help you. I am a study. We mostly specialize in cantrips, but if you've had an awakening, let's get you some help.
I appreciate it.
Please wait here. And he turns around and whispers. And at that moment, a rather pointed hat walks over from behind the desk and then levitates up, and you can see this young gnomish face. And the individual is quite tall for a gnome and stares at you for a second and just, hello. So he tells me that you've awoken to the benefits of magic.
It would seem so. I felt something very strange happen to me last night. I was able to manipulate an effect of something. I do not have the words for this.
That's all right. Everyone has the weird stuff their first time. Here, come on in. And with that, he takes his hands and cuts the illusion of part of the desk off to where you can actually see an entrance. Come on upstairs. We have a library.
Thank you.
And with that, desk refolds. He navigates you up the stairs to the second floor and goes to the left and just, look, I won't lie to you. Aether Chain is relatively small. We're nothing like some of the other mages' colleges, unfortunately. But they're, we're looking to help people like yourself who've just gotten started off. So,
Oh, good.
opens up the library room. You were
I
saying?
recently went through something called the Trial of the Fasahar.
At that, his eyes open up big. Wait, you... The Farsa? Oh my goodness. And he blows open the doors, runs into this room, and this room is a library, but it's not well stocked. Most of the shelves are empty. There's just a few books here and there. And he runs over towards one of the shelves, points at it, touches it, and it flips around to a secondary shelf that is a little more loaded with books. And he pulls one tome out before flipping it back around. Just, sorry, you can't be too careful with magic. It's not... Oh boy! Magic can get out of control quick, so needless to say, we don't go showing off all the secrets, right?
I understand. It's good to have a trick up your sleeve.
Yes. That said, since you know the words the Farsahar, That tells me that you know more than most of the people in this building. And he puts the book down on the table, opens it up. How much do you know about the Farsahar?
I went through the 3-stage trial in one of the ruins to the north of here.
Ah, but do you know any of the history of them?
Minimal. They did have some of the history written on the walls, and I am familiar with Old Musange.
Ah, good. So, the Farsahar, the only reason that Aya Musange is still around. Back in, well, before the Dragonborn were gone, their empire branded into one nation of Oryx Ixum, and they launched an attack on Aya Musange. They actually took back a lot of territory and drove many people off of some of the smaller islands. In fact, at one point, they were on the main part of Summerheart. The jungle of Zil is named for a green dragon that the Farsahar killed there.
It's
He
impressive.
flips the book around for you. Yeah, the Farsahar were impressive. As far as we know, they were Eldritch Knights, which, common term from the main continent, it basically refers to a battle mage who is front line, capable of utilizing mostly abjuration, which is shielding, defense, and changing aspects to protect yourself, and evocation, which is, of course, destruction, change, energy in its kinetic form. So, the Farsahar were the protectors of the Musange King's line that, at the time, we were not a magistrate. And he flips the book. When this was happening, the Farsahar killed Zil and set out in order to fight off Oryx Ixum. They succeeded, but as far as we know, all of them died. The war ended and the Dragonborn retreated, but before the Dragonborn went extinct, we have no record of what happened to them. Where did you take the trial?
Let me pull up that map. It's still open. I just can't. I didn't write the name of the ruin in the freaking notes. The ruins just to the west and a bit north of here. Between here and Starfall Quarry.
His eyes go super wide with the oh, wow, that could really put Aether Chain on the map if we were able to actually go study those ruins and learn from the Farsahar. Wow. Did you
You'll
get
have to be
anything
very
from them?
careful going. Well, I pull out a couple of the scrolls that I kept.
Interesting.
Rubbings of the spells on the walls, and show them a couple of the alphabets.
Interesting. If this book of the Farsahar history is correct, what essentially you did is passed into being a member of their ranks. There's supposedly 3 different trials. The next would be the trial of Earth and Sky. And he flips the book again, open to a new page, flips it around and pushes it towards you. Supposedly, somewhere atop the mountain on this island is a ruin for the second trial.
On which island?
On Summerheart itself, on our largest mountain. We don't know where it is, we just know it's supposedly there, but admittedly, since no one knew the first trial,
I'm sorry, did you ask me something?
no, I thought everyone cut out because everything went silent.
Yeah, you went silent.
You-
Yeah,
Oh,
he stopped
okay.
talking.
No, like everything went silent, so I thought I must have
Well,
lost
Dan
you guys for a
posted
second.
something large in the.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We're all reading the
So I
Discord.
think everybody was reading that while I was
Sorry,
having my
sorry.
little moment.
You're fine.
Sorry, little moment. I was just tossing that in there. Apologies.
And just is Bob's microphone cutting out for everyone else, or is that just me?
I think
Have to
it's
Occasionally.
do
just-
with empty.
Oh, really?
Not very often.
Okay, I keep getting a little bit of that. I understand what you're saying, like almost completely, but it is a little bit. Bleh. So I
Let
think
me
my
alter
internet-
it. Let me alter it just a little and see if that's a little better. Because I turned down the sensitivity to help with my breathing, but in the meantime, I'll turn it back up a little to have less
Yeah.
cutout.
I don't know if it's you or my connection being a dumbass, but
Gotcha.
okay.
But yes, he points at the book, points towards the top of the main mountain of Summerheart, and just supposedly somewhere around here is where the second trial is. And they say, and he flips the page again, that it requires some sort of key to open. The key is the elements are the key. It reads through it. My old Masunge is a bit rough. I haven't really reviewed it since grade school.
Sorry, I missed part of that. What haven't you heard since grade school?
Old Masunge, and he points at the language that the book is in, and yeah, it's it's not really used a lot anymore.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read through.
And his summary is mostly correct, but in essence, what the book actually does state in detail of Old Masunge is that the Masunge Great Key must be exposed to the four elements with magic in order to actually activate and open the temple to the second trial.
Exposed to all four elements to unlock, to open.
Oh, I thought that just meant the elements are the key.
No, you use the element. I have the key. I believe.
His eyes go wide, like just big old eyes, and just, you have. Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. Wow.
It's very unwieldy, so I don't keep it with me. I do not like to carry such heavy things. And he gestures to his belt, where there's the brace of short swords.
Yeah, no, I understand. I myself don't really carry anything. He lifts both his sleeves.
It would make more sense for you.
I am willing to bet, though, that if you have the key, if you can expose it to elemental magic, you may be able to actually awaken it.
Would this be within the confines of the trials or the temples, or just in general?
I ponders for a second, flips back a couple of pages, and sure enough, this
Did I
page
cut it out?
No, I heard you. Did I cut out?
Yes, at least for me. I didn't hear you respond to my question.
Let me try again. He flips the book back to a page that covers the sword in detail and points to the elemental notations on it. Evocation magic is my theory that if the Masunge Great Key was exposed to fire, ice, acid, and lightning, it would actually awaken. You may actually have a magical object on you.
Well, not on me. I have it stored safely.
Well, on you, with you, somewhere.
I understand. One
I'm
of the
just
first things
excited.
I learned, I know how to do, and I don't know how, is just... I have the words written in my brain. Fire. A little ball of fire.
Oh, firebolt, right?
Probably. It is not a big boom, it's just a...
Yeah, that's firebolt. And he takes his finger and points towards one of the walls in the room and just like this, and fires it, and it just hits a mirror and extinguishes the little bolt. Like that?
Is that acceptable to do for me?
Yeah, Go on, give it a try. Why not?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull up.
Roll attack.
Natural 1.
Oh shit!
High or low?
Let's go low.
Well, you got very lucky because I rolled a 1 also, so it's a good thing you called that low. You hold up your hand to summon it, and the ease of how it summons is actually what throws you off. And it's not that you critically fail and blow something up, but it has no recoil unlike your crossbow, so you hold it like it's going to have this effect. And in doing so, you launch it, and it flies through a window, and you hear this. Don't worry, I've got mending. We got that. It happens all the time.
Sorry.
Want to
Can I
try again?
one more time? Yes.
Yeah, one more time.
To
One more
see
time.
If we can make this work properly.
Let's do
I
this.
was expecting a recoil, and nothing came.
I got you, buddy. Let's do this.
So this time I make special care to articulate the words precisely and make the gestures with my left hand. And, sorry, that's not a flat surface. That is a 15.
Yeah, this time easily flies straight out of your hand into the mirror, gets absorbed, and you see like that little poof of fire. And he's like, perfect! That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Just remember, magic is weird. It doesn't have that physical presence to it that most people expect. So, some higher spells might have that a little bit, but it's not going to be like what you think it will be. Trying out your spells is very important for mastering them. If you need an area to do that, there is a back courtyard here that we give a little bit of space to for new people. Right now it's being used, but, a couple hours it should be open. If you want to go out and try out some of your spells.
Perhaps. Probably not today. It depends a bit on... We are hoping to get to Samabella today before it is too late.
Ah, gotcha. Well, okay. I know that you're not... Look, I get it. The Great Key is not something that your short swords mesh with. But think about this. The Great Key is just a key. But it could probably be more than it is if you expose it. And if and when you want to go take the second trial, would you let me know? I would love to come with.
Oh, I will absolutely stop in. Now, does the book specify if these all 4 elements must be exposed at once? Or within a period of time? Or just in general?
Flips it again and just... As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem like there's a time limit.
Can I see?
Yeah, of course. Slides it back across to you. And sure enough, the page does not seem to specify that there is a time limit. It seems to indicate that once the 4 elements have been utilized, it will awaken.
Well, maybe I'll just, once we get out to sea, I might use a bit of fire and see what happens.
Yeah, well, don't be afraid to experiment, but...
The other cantrip you called it?
Uh-huh.
That I have in my head is one that if I use my sword against somebody, green fire jumps to another target.
Oh, the green flame blade. Yeah, very useful when you're fighting multiple opponents at once. Again, I'm not really a battle mage, but I know how these things work. And
I'm just more interested in these limitations because I want to kind of expand my abilities.
yeah,
I feel like the utility of these things is going to be very important later on.
So here's how to think about it. When you cover your blade in the flames, the enemy will expect the flames to go to them, but the flames will leap to the next person over and burn them instead. So don't be afraid about fighting multiple people at the same time. Traditionally speaking, your enemy will think that they have strength in numbers, but this undermines that and will make them think twice about it.
Oh, good. Now, in general, I feel like this Fasaha, the spell lists are very limited. Is there a way to expand outside of this?
The Farsahar were trained by an elven blade singer originally, and he flips the book back to the first chapter. She's still alive in Gilderstrand. She runs a mage's college. there's a school for the Blade Singers. It's difficult to get to. You have to receive invitation, but if anyone is capable, that would probably be the person.
That is good to know. How many days is Gildestrand from here?
Oh, you would ask that. Give me just a second. I wrote that down somewhere. There it is. Hello. The city of Avila is about 80 hours from this port.
So a bit more than 3 days, less than 4. Okay.
Yeah, and the Mages College is probably about a day after that. Or maybe like a half day after that. I've never been there, but I've heard great things about it.
No, that is wonderful. Thank you very much for all of this information. May I return to this place, maybe check the books, or you said I may avail myself of the training grounds, correct?
Yes. And he reaches into a pocket and hands you a little silver chain. Put this around your wrist, show it at the door when you enter. That signifies you as someone who is a member of the Aether Chain.
I'm adding that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, not filter, add. Add items, that's the one.
Yeah, it's just a mundane little silver chain.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that...
And it's got 6 links in it to signify the schools of magic.
Aren't there 8?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, late night.
It's like, wait a minute. I swear I've done this before.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
There's 6 in Skyrim, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry I'm blending my fantasies. 2 hours of sleep, Bob, is 2 hours of sleep, so...
I've been up for a while, too. I had a class at 9 a.m., so... it is a common item. What?
Yeah.
I'm trying to add an item. What's this? Add custom. How do you do that? Figure it out later.
Well,
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down.
But I believe that's about everything. Was there anything else you wanted before we close out?
Nope. I think
Alright.
that answers most of my queries.
All right. Well, the tallish gnome figure glides you back to the entrance and just... All right. Hey, thanks for coming by. That was amazing. I will continue to do some research for the Far Sahar, and if I find any more information, is there a place I can contact yet?
Yes, I am staying at the Dingy Bird.
Dingy Bird. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you again for coming
You
in.
may leave any messages with the bartender, the owner there.
Okay.
We are in and out. A group of us are in and out of that place. So
Oh. Well, hey, that's perfect.
exactly. So it was wonderful meeting. What was your name again?
Oh, well, most people just call me Mal. Holds out a hand.
Called me what?
Mal.
Mao?
Mal. M-A-L. It's short for Malcolm. I prefer Mal.
Eyes narrow.
Would his last name be Reynolds?
Shake hands. Thank you very much.
Yeah, have a good one.
I'll go ahead and leave him.
Yeah, and as you're getting even to the door, he's turning to the person at the desk and like, Thomas, you are not going to believe this. That guy found the Far Sahar. You remember those things that I've been researching for months? And Thomas just, yeah, I think so. And that's right when you hit the doorway, and the door does close after you clear it from 10 feet.
Good. Wants to accompany.
So, with that, all of our downtime activities are done.
Actually, there was one thing that I wanted to do after finding Echo.
Oh, okay. What is...
I wanted to find Gungar.
Well, since you guys were quick with that go, that part I'll allow. Gungar is currently on the docks petitioning to buy a boat from someone. And as you can tell, not a lot of people want to deal with him. And
Okay.
the fisherman that he keeps asking, like, but I'll pay you. Look, I have the money, and all of the fishermen are like, no. The Dijani don't like you. The Gedizias don't like you. We don't like you, Gunga. No, you stay right here at the port. And as they walk away, Latharn, if you've been tagging along with Jyotis, this gentleman is a Loxodon, which is an elephant person. And it's a male, has full tusks that have been painted with ornate little golden symbols, and wears traveler's clothing that appears to be versatile with little bits of utility. He's got lots of little toys and tinkers on him, a very large knapsack on the back, and otherwise he has markings even down his trunk in gold that signify it signifies him as a merchant in his people's culture.
Interesting.
And he turns and just, Jyotis! It is good to see you again.
Hi, Gungar. How are you doing?
Be better if I get a boat.
A boat?
The Dijani do not like me in this town. The Gedizias are a bit more forgiving right now, but still have to get a boat.
What do you need a boat for?
Roll persuasion.
That's a straight 12, I believe. I'm double checking my number, but I'm pretty sure I'm Zippo. Yep, 12.
Gives you this Loxodon equivalent of a grin and just, because I'm a merchant, I must get my wares out to sea.
Aha. And why don't the Dijani or the Gedizias favor you very much?
Would you like to roll a new persuasion check?
I guess. That's a 17 this time.
Gives this long sigh through his trunk, so it's like... Oh god. I have a curse. Unfortunately, at one point, I made a bad trade with the Queen of the Fey Tide, and she put a curse on me that any boat I leave shall be hers in the sea. But the item that I must seek to reverse the curse is at sea, so naturally I must rent a boat.
Aha. Well, that's a paradox.
Indeed. It is also why I did not ask you to come along on your ship. Since you were kind and rescued me, it would be rude to curse you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Wow, so nice.
He's a nice guy. He saved Lolly. So
By not
Yeah.
cursing us? Okay.
no, he literally rezzed Lolly.
Yeah, he saved my life.
She died.
Okay.
Right.
Bob, I'm gonna throw at least an insight check to see if everything he says is making sense. That can come out
Okay,
as a-
yeah, you can roll for it.
Yeah. To 17 plus so 23.
The thing that he said second makes a lot of sense. So
Okay.
the Fey
wrong.
Tide is predictable but difficult, whereas if you don't respect it in any way, shape, or form, it will crush you. And if you made a bad deal with the entity that rules it, this is the kind of curse that you can wind up expecting. Now, when he said that the Gedizias and the Dejani don't like him, that was underselling it by a long shot. The Dejani hold him responsible for losing 3 ships. The Gedizias hold him responsible for 1, and the local fishermen have known him to lose 4 of their ships that he has purchased.
Poor guy.
Can't seem to keep these operations afloat.
It is difficult. I never know when my malignant luck will strike.
So it's not a guarantee that the boat you leave on will be lost, or is it a guarantee?
It is a mystery.
Well, I wish we could help you out with that. Perhaps one day.
Perhaps one day.
But I did want to buy one of those special pots from you.
Oh! He reaches into his bag. You wanted one of the pots of awakening.
Yes, and, I only have enough money for one right now, but I would appreciate if I could get a hold of the clay that you used to make them. And,
Oh, friend, the clay is hand-picked by the Goliaths. Give me 1 second. Steel Tranquility Glossary, where are you? In the island chain of Manoa Hanai.
Hanai.
Yep. Yes, there is a tribe of Goliaths that trades the clay. It is living clay.
Living clay.
If you do, however, find yourself in Raisha, there is a very talented wizard known as the Animator. He can help you make it as well.
Ah. Just so happens we might be headed that way soon. Well, at the very least, I can buy this one pot from you for now.
If you do see him, don't tell him you met me, as I owe him a paper boat.
Fair enough.
Understood.
Well, I wish you luck in getting a new boat. For now.
Thank you kindly, Jyotis. And to you, new friend, if you need any magical trinkets, I happen to have a few on me.
Very generic offer. Anything? Give me a sense of what sort of trinkets you carry
Small
about.
small
Wonder
items.
things that.
Needful
hard.
things?
Needful things. I don't know what I'm in needful yet.
He kind of smiles at you're like, what things do you have? And it's well, my friend.
Give me an example or two, just to get the
All
sense
right.
of your words.
I have. And he first pulls out. I have this paper bird, very good for delivering messages over long distances. I also have this propeller helm, and he holds out this small dwarven-styled helm that has this rinky-dink propeller actually attached to the top of it. It helps one levitate momentarily for a time. And beyond that, I can't get it out right here, but I have... It's a rare weapon known as a pyroconverger. Lots of flames, very exciting, but also little explodey. Aside from that, I have a wind fan as well. And some sending stones.
Okay. It gives me a sense of what wares you have. I cannot say I'm in the need of any such things at the moment. Though, if I were to, how might be the easiest way to find you? Such, should I need your wares?
Well, my friend, I wander the oceans until I find the item I owe the Queen of Wakes and Tides. So meeting me is more chance by Imperatos than anything else.
Speaking of item, perhaps we could help you look for it. What does it look like?
Looks at you for a quick second. Oh dear, this is hard, because to describe it makes little sense. It is.
It's a Mobius, huh?
It is ethereal coral.
Oh shit.
It is a piece of rock living with transcendent material that has been through the planes and carried the planes with it. For a time I had it, but then, unfortunately, it was lost to me.
I see.
Descriptive enough, I think, should we find. And how might we best contact you? Should we find something similar to a coral as you described?
There is a few places, such as New Welkin and Gilderstrand, that have mages capable of sending messages great distances. If you ever find something like that, message me, and I will tell you where I am.
Fair enough. I hand him one of my cards as well. And for you, sir, should you find anything of interest as an orator for me, contact. A bit of blood is all is required, and I will find my way.
Understood. And he gives this slow nod.
Alright. Well, good luck to you, Gungar.
And to you.
Farewell for now.
Indeed.
Indeed. Alright.
With that, he goes back to begging for ships.
Poor guy. Poor big elephant.
And, like, he's trying to hand them lots of gold, too. He's just...
Yeah, he should be loaded. Oh, man.
I expect he is, but like...
Yeah, it's a pretty rough curse.
He's got a reputation.
I mean, we legit found, like, and I'm gonna, kind of giggle and laugh at this. This is kind of in character. Like, as we're walking back to the Dingy Bird, I'd be telling Latham, we did find him in the middle of the ocean, literally. We literally picked him up in the middle. Yeah.
Not surprised. So this curse thing, like, would other characters like Latham or otherwise be able to detect that something? Like, if I wanted to offer him contact or some other ways of being able, would I just not be able to because the curse held me off from being able to help him out?
No. Interestingly
what
enough,
does
the
have?
only part of his curse is that he must go looking for the item to retrieve it to break his curse. But every time he goes out on a boat, that boat will be taken into the ocean at one point or another. So he never knows where he's going to be. And in fact, what Jyotis was about to explain, I will actually let him explain because it'll clue you in.
Yeah, we literally found him in the middle of the ocean. He was on a sandbar or something like that, wasn't it? It was like
No,
just
he has a ring of water walking. So
oh, that's right. He wasn't even. He was literally standing in the middle of the ocean, and he was skywriting. Help, please. We thought at first,
poor dude.
we had thought at first when we first saw it, we were like, "Oh, that's the ship. That's got to be the ship we're looking for. Somebody's." And no, we pulled up, and here it was, Gungar standing in the middle of the ocean. So we hauled him on board and offered him a ride back to port, but we had to go save the Getty's ES ship first.
How big is Gungar? Like, size?
He's a big dude. He's
Yeah,
a big
he
dude.
is. Let's go to description. I believe he is about 7 feet tall. He is 375 pounds, and yeah, he is. Loxodons are huge.
That's what I would expect. I just make sure that fits my expectations.
Yeah,
They're
he's a big
Cool.
dude. He's a big, nice guy. So, sort of.
Means well, most of the time.
Yeah.
the best.
He's the best to Lolly. He saved her life, literally. Like, Lolly died, legit died, and we brought him back. We brought her back to the boat because we knew that he had healing powers, and he revived her.
Okay.
Yep.
Must be cool. But
Yeah.
seems to have some cool trinkets.
He has some very cool trinkets. He showed you. I'm impressed that he showed you the Flammenwerfer, because damn.
Flammenwerfer?
Yeah, the
Well, he
Flammenwerfer.
didn't show it, but he did mention it.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause that's,
It's a Flammenwerfer. It werfs Flammen.
yeah,
Why?
I love that.
That's literally what it means.
I love that.
Throw.
I love that one. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's our Loxodon friend that we pulled out of the middle of the ocean.
Well, I'll keep an eye out for him again. Also inside oceans, and we can. I mean, I assume you got some sort of gift for the favor of saving his butt. We'll fish him out again later.
Yeah. He basically said he'd appreciate if we fished him out of the ocean at any time we see him, and we agreed.
Cool.
So anyway, we'll probably head back to the Dingy Bird, because the only other thing that I wanted to do in downtime we could do on the boat, actually, which was talk about future plans for our boat.
Pimp the boat.
So what I really want to do is see how much we can get shit battened down and ready to go.
Okay.
And if we can do that before it's too dark to cast off, or to at least get out of the harbor before sundown.
I kind of agree with that statement.
If we can do that, then we can get moving tonight. Otherwise, we'll wait until morning.
Yeah, so the only problem with trying to launch at close to evening is that's when most of the boats are coming back into port. So there is
before that time.
Okay.
So if we can leave
Okay.
immediately, I want to see how long it's going to take to get everything prepared and actually leave. If
Yeah,
we cannot do that before, if we cannot get to a point where we're outside of the harbor before the sun sets, then we wait until morning.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. So the boat would be ready by about late afternoon, like
Then let's get started.
3 to 4 bells.
Okay.
Cool.
That's reasonable.
Cool. Yeah.
And we got this. Let's get moving.
Real quick, Bob Logistics, I'm subtracting 40 gold because I believe that's what we said the pot cost, right?
Correct. Yeah, that was what we came up with.
Cool.
Did I pay the tanners before I left? Or
Yes,
when
you
I
did.
left?
Yeah, you did. I remember that, and I had that noted.
I paid in advance. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Are we back to being to a group again?
Yes. Yeah, you guys would be regathering at the ship at this point, considering that by late afternoon, everything does appear ready.
Do I smell was it Scotch or bourbon that
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Matt.
Easily.
Can I identify it? First off, I'm jealous as all hell. Second of all, can I identify it?
No shit. I'm kind of jealous too.
I mean,
I'll roll for it.
Jesus. Roll a survival check.
Do I get any kind of benefit because, like,
Yes, because of your background, you can add your proficiency modifier.
so 18.
Yeah. That is a scotch known as Serenity's Breath. It is made in Takanro out of a brewery that specializes in literally brewing with lava. And the lava of Takanro is special because it is this verdant green due to the metals and
Did
chemicals.
you really have it? Okay, side note, did you really have that concept prepared, or are you just
Yes.
good?
No,
Okay.
that's not just off the top of my ass.
Alright.
So food and alcohols are one of like the most important part of actually selling a world. So
Yes.
Okay.
it's genuinely like one of the first things that I do when I'm building a city is like, what are their food and drinks? So
Well, I appreciate the time and effort. Thank you.
Yes.
you're welcome.
That sounds amazing.
Also, Latharn is mildly jelly. And
I mean, Jyotis would be completely jelly.
where did he get? Or asked, where do they enjoy such good drink?
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 Who had a drink?
We had
Mike?
pineapple ice cream. That was even better.
All right then. I know of a shop I need to hit up when we come back.
I think Sam fell asleep again.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame her being up since 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo. Hello. Big summer blowout.
Big summer blowout.
Yeah, she's asleep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's getting close to wrap time anyways. We're nearly at 11 p.m. I would say that after casting off, the main thing that Echo will want to know is if you guys want to take the long route around to Raisha or if you want to take the safer route to Raisha.
We're going to Summer Bella.
That is on Summer Bella.
Righteous, yeah. I'd say the quickest route because we know that a storm is at least 7 days away.
Yes.
Well, how long would it take to normally get there? Like one route?
Give me 1 second. Actually, I have this in my notes. It is about 28 to 32 hours traditionally.
So
Damn.
we're not really going to need to stop anywhere along the way, are we? We're going straight.
No, not unless the ship gets damaged. And while in the
Then let's take the most direct route.
all right, so that will be about 28 hours. You will split off from the Steel Tranquility, I believe. Yeah, so you will split off from the lighthouse of the Steel Tranquility that is just to the left of the S of Summerbella.
Yep.
And so, starting next game, we will start in that region with some night sailing. Should be interesting.
We did it last time.
Yep. No,
Yep.
you guys did just fine last time.
We
So-
got a few more tricks up our sleeve this time.
Yeah.
Actively speaking.
That
Yeah.
reminds me, I have to double check my spells for the next time. Oh, speaking of next time, my mother-in-law is going to be in town this coming Tuesday or Wednesday. She usually stays for a week, but it wouldn't
Alexa,
surprise me if
stop.
she's like, I'm going to stay for 2 weeks. So hopefully, I will keep you posted, but hopefully I will be around for next one. I might have to duck out, but hopefully not.
Yeah, let me know. Otherwise, I'll put you in autopilot. So